Hello friends. It has been a very long time. Let me adjust this. I feel like my head is being cut off. Is that better? I don't know. You can see my tree in the background, which is great. It's about like 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm filming this. I closed my blinds partially because I don't want you seeing out the window. Not that you could see out the window anyway, and there's nothing to look at other than the neighbor's house, but also it washed me out because of the lighting behind me. That's also because my camera is kind of like angled. Like I'm not looking at it. Well, I am looking at it straight on, but I'm sitting at an angle. My camera is at an angle. It's because of the way that my desk is right now. I need to figure out a better way to do this. What hasn't happened in the last year and a half or something since I posted a video here? First off, if you haven't been keeping up with me on social media, I have been posting 3 times a week to a gaming channel that I have. I'll link it down below and up in the cards and all that good stuff. I monetized over there back in December of last year, 2024. I got into the first tier of the partner program, which is memberships. And then in mid-June of this year, so like 5.5 months ago? Yeah, about 5.5 months ago actually from now. Today's December 1st. I don't know when this video is coming out, probably this week, but I got the thing that said that I was eligible for ad revenue, and so I've been able to make some money. It's not a lot, but it's a big deal to me. I'm just a small little person over here playing Animal Crossing and other games. So if you want to follow me over there, go ahead. It's not a lot of like, you don't have to know what I'm playing to know what I'm doing. It's more like if you want to keep up with me and you want to hear me talk about whatever, I'm doing that during my gameplay videos. Some of them, it's almost like a podcast. I will try to upload here. I would like to upload here. I don't know how much that's gonna happen. I'm sitting here, the wall is still blank behind me. I haven't hung up anything that I have. All those prints and canvases and whatever, they're still on my bookcase behind me. My tree is up. I think I mentioned that. I hope that this camera isn't focusing on the plushies that I have in the background. I have an Isabel and the lobster. Both of them from Build-A-Bear. Like, you know, the lobster that Build-A-Bear had out during the summer that everybody loved. I have one. I love her. I have a lot of tea to spill. Our car broke up with me. Back in the beginning of September. You guys may know him. He's been in some videos, namely the Hawaii vlogs, obviously, and the 2019 convention. We went to New York. He was in a couple of those, I think, like very briefly, like in the background, and in Jacksonville when I did like the series from Jacksonville. He broke up with me. It's a long story and I'm gonna try and make it short, and I'm gonna try really hard not to drag him. For context, I'm over him. I don't miss him. I miss being with a person, like having a person there, but I don't miss him. And I thought that I was going to be the one to break up with him, but the tables turned. There was a whole bunch of like nonsense. I'm not really going to go into it, but essentially it culminated in, he had picked out a ring last year in November or something, like an engagement ring, and he sent me a picture of it. He wanted my opinion. He never bought it. This was a picture from like the listing on Blue Nile or Brilliant Earth or one of those. I think it was Blue Nile. I was like, yes, like this ring. I love this ring, and I loved him. Like I wanted him to marry me, but he was taking so long, and there were so many red flags. And me, with my hindsight now being 2020, I should have realized all of this so much sooner. We could have saved ourselves so much time. You guys, I was with him for 6 years. He never bought the ring. So here we are. You know, we saw each other in Dallas this past summer at the ACB convention, which I'll talk about that in a moment when I'm done with this. We were fine, or so I thought. And then we were going to see each other again, I think in like October, because right after convention was his sister's wedding, which I was invited to, but I didn't go to because I don't think I was really invited. Like I was invited as his +1, but I didn't feel like I was invited to this wedding. Like I was not feeling welcome at this event by him or the fam. And I know like it's not about me, it's about his sister. It was the wedding, but so I didn't go. It was also really expensive because it was like out of town. They live in New Jersey. It was in Pennsylvania. I would have had to fly. There was an issue with the hotel situation. It was a whole thing. So I was upset. I was gonna see him in October because at that point I was still in Maine. I didn't know when I was gonna be coming back from Maine, but I was gonna book a train ticket to come from here to DC because it's just the train instead of flying from Maine or Boston to DC because the train was cheaper, even though it was a really long train ride. The beginning of September happens. We had some communication issues, namely he wasn't communicating, and I called him out on it, and then he was like, I am not ready to get engaged this year. And I was like, what do you mean? And keep in mind, it had been 6 years. We'd been together for over 6 years, for 6.5 years, almost. Would have been 6.5 years this month. He kept talking, a big talk, about a lot of things. And he wasn't a good doer. He was a great talker, but he was a terrible doer. And he listed several reasons as to why, one of them being financial stability. And I get it, financial stability is important. However, he is working at a job that is not financially stable. I mean, like, it's fine, but the income isn't that great compared to the cost of living keeping going up like it is everywhere else in the world. And he's not looking for other opportunities elsewhere. The man has a master's in cybersecurity, and he's essentially working help desk at Amazon. I was busting my ass applying for jobs every day. I still am. I have some leads now. I'm not going to talk about them because I don't want to jinx it, but he was always on me about me not having a job because I'm in between jobs because my contract with my last employer, like, they didn't renew it. He wasn't yet doing anything else to better his situation. So instead of trying to work together as a team, he wanted to end our relationship, which is fine by me. Like, there's the door, goodbye. I was upset about it at first, obviously. I was really hurt. I deleted pretty much every picture of us from the internet, except for, like, there are somewhere where, like, with a group of other people, like on my Instagram or whatever, but he's gone. He has not reached out to me. I reached out to him like one time. I texted him like a week after. Again, I was mad. It was bad judgment on my part, but he has not reached out to me. I don't expect him to. And everybody's like, oh, what if he comes back? I don't care if he comes back. I don't care. I was thinking a lot about this last night. I almost want to do a video where I audit my relationships that I've had without naming names, because I know that some of you people who watch me know who they are, but that's for another day. So here we are now. I'm single. Good luck to him, honestly, because, like, he unfortunately is a person who was raised in a home that was very, like, ableist and coddling because he's disabled, and he wanted other people to, like, do stuff for him. He did stuff for himself, but, like, a lot of the time I think it was like he wanted other people to just, like, do stuff for him, and I'm not about that. When I'm with a person, we're a team, we're a partnership. So I went to Dallas for the ACB convention back in July. I did a lot. I was the delegate again for Bay State, like I was in 2024 when we were in Jacksonville, and I was the convention chair for CCLVI, which is the Council of Citizens with Low Vision International, meaning that I had to run events. We have a dance, a game night, and a couple of other things we were doing. And it was me and somebody else, and we were both running it. 2 days into this trip, I get sick. It wasn't COVID. I tested a couple of times. I got COVID tests. Like, I DoorDashed COVID tests to the hotel. It wasn't COVID. I think it was the flu. I don't know. I masked up. I had to go do the stuff that I was assigned to do. Like, I had to go do my assigned duties. It was rough because I wasn't home. I was in a hotel. You guys know when you're sick, you don't want to be, like, you want to be home. That was not me. It was awful. I felt better when I got home. I think I was still kind of feeling crappy for like a week. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. It's a good thing I didn't go to that wedding anyway, because I still probably would have been sick. So since then, I have been appointed to the Audio Description Project, their subcommittee on video gaming. The Audio Description Project, for those of you who may not be aware, is a committee or an initiative or whatever you want to call it for the American Council of the Blind that focuses on audio description and various things. There's, like, you know, movie theaters and TV and performing art and media and whatever. I'm doing gaming. I was appointed to this committee by a few people. I think partially because of my YouTube channel, and also because I'm a very committed person and I don't, like, slack. Like, when I do something, I commit to it. So guess what, guys? I caught feelings for someone and they caught feelings for me, but we're not even in a situationship. It's a whole stupid thing. So there's this other person on the committee who does social media stuff. So people on the committee were like, hey, you guys should team up. Because I have digital marketing experience and social media management experience. Like, that's been my job for like several of my past jobs. So I was like, okay. Because it was just him, and it's hard doing it all one person. And he was nice. He was a nice guy. I crept on his social media to see what he looked like, because like I was the only person in that Zoom call for these committee meetings that had a picture up. And I was like, oh, okay, like he's cute, whatever. Like he's nice, whatever. But I don't know this man. We got to chatting, texting. Suddenly we're FaceTiming until 4 o'clock in the morning, because guess what? He lives in California. And right after Halloween, he messaged me, he texted me, and he was like, I really want to like share the screenshot of this, but I'm not going to. He was like, can I say something without making things weird? And I was like, sure. I'm basically doing this verbatim. And he was like, if you lived closer, I would have asked you out by now. And I was like, at the time, I was like, oh my God, me too. But then I was like, well, what's stopping you? And so he doesn't want to do long distance, and I get it. Long distance is hard, it's difficult. And because we're both full adults, like we're both 32, one of us would have had to move for the other one. And unfortunately, it cannot be me. I can't like up and move to California. Not only because of my current situation, but also because like I am my parents' only child, and I feel an obligation to live near my parents. Some of you may know my mom had some health issues. She's fine, but that's one of the main reasons why we're moving back up to Boston in a year or so, I hope. And what is there for me in California? Granted, you can make the argument, Ankar moved from Hawaii for you. No, he moved from Hawaii for his job, because his job required him to be there. He still lives 5 hours from me on Amtrak, 6 hours if you drive. And that's on a good day, because there's always traffic, because he lives in the DC area. So this other person, California boy, and I have been talking about it, and I'm upset because like I feel like we were in a situationship, and he still wants to be friends. He wants to focus on our friendship first. He was like, so he's on Hinge, and he goes out on dates, which is great, good for him. That could not be me. And so he was like, you should get on Hinge, or you should get on the dating apps. I've tried the dating apps. Again, I want to do a video where I like audit my relationships. I never dated anybody I met from Tinder, because I tried Tinder when I was single. Like I would match with these guys. It was a few. It was when I was in college. So like they were like near where I went to college in central Massachusetts. And I would match with them, and there was no, like, I would message them, there was no response. It was like a ghost. So I'm like, I'm not about to try Hinge. Hinge scares me. I've heard so many bad things about it. Doom scrolling on Instagram. And also, I live in Southern Virginia right now, where I'm not going to make a life here, and it wasn't even my idea to move here in the first place. It's just the circumstance that I was handed. So anyway, California boy, he was like, let's see where we are at the convention, because very likely he's gonna be in St. Louis at the ACB convention. And I'm like, yeah. And he said he would consider moving to Boston. He said he would consider moving to Boston. He knows like 2 low vision people where he lives. The place that he lives is it's not rural California. It's a very big city. It's a big city. I'm not gonna name which city, but it's a big one. And so he was like, I'd consider moving to Boston. You know, I don't really know that many low vision people. He's also low vision. He can see like way better than I can. So he is out there dating women, doing whatever, and still wants to be friends. I'm like, all right, whatever. So here I am now, and I'm not a person who can't be alone. If I'm single, I genuinely don't care. I lost Ankar, who was the person that I shared everything with, who I thought I was gonna have a life with and marry and have children with. And like, honestly, thank God. But then I met this other man, and we both have similar goals. We both are in the creative field. He has a film degree. You know, he has a lot of, like, he does a lot of stuff. He's very extroverted. I'm very introverted. But, like, we have a lot in common. We would watch stuff together. We watched, like, the first 2 episodes of Pluribus on Apple TV, doing, like, the share play thing. We did that. And now we're, like, we were gonna watch episode 3, but things got in the way. We were both busy. And now, like, I don't think we're ever gonna watch episode 3. I don't think we're ever gonna finish this series together. This has turned into me complaining about so many stupid things. let's like shift gears here. Going back to the gaming channel. So I got a PC back at the beginning of the year. I bought myself a PC from Costco. It's like CyberPower PC. Don't make fun of me, because originally Ankar and I were gonna build a PC. We had been talking about this, I kid you people, not for 4 years, and then we never did it. He was always like, what's your budget? And I was like, I don't know, because I don't know what parts go for it, and these are the parts that I want. Can you help me find something and like make a build and help me put it together? Like, it'd be a fun, cute thing we can do. No, the man bought himself parts to build a PC, and his PC, last I knew, was still sitting open, unfinished, on a table in his apartment. So I took matters into my own hands, and he got kind of mad at me. I think he was hurt. I don't think he was mad, he was hurt, but whatever. So I've been playing The Sims. I want to check out some games that I have seen other people playing, like Town to City, and there's a new one for the holidays called Light Up the Town, where you play as a ferret and you like put Christmas lights everywhere. It looks really cute. It's on Steam. And also Paralives, which Paralives was supposed to come out next week in early access, and it's not. It's coming out in May, and I'm gonna be in Maine, and I'm not gonna have my PC, because my PC, it's big. It's like, I'm looking at it right now. I gotta do like an updated home office space tour, but like a quick one. So that stinks. I'm not gonna be able to play Paralives when it comes out, because like, it is available for Mac, but I have an older MacBook Pro, like from 2021, which is fine, except the requirements, the minimum requirements for Paralives, I think like you need to have an M3 chip or something. My MacBook Pro does not have that chip. I also want to play the new Pokemon Cozy game that's coming out in March, Pokopia, for the Switch 2. The only issue is I don't have a Switch 2, but I need a new phone before I can deal with that, because I still have my iPhone 11. Remember when I did the unboxing video on this? I still have that. The battery is not that great. I already got it replaced, I think like 2 years ago. So I'm getting a new phone for Christmas, because I don't need anything else, and I do need a new phone. And to be honest with you guys, I genuinely thought that Ankar was gonna propose to me last Christmas. I was fully led to believe that, and he didn't, because he never bought the ring. And he was like, oh, it's Christmas, it's the holidays, too much going on. Ooh, okay, perfect time to propose, like a Hallmark movie. I don't even like Hallmark movies. And then every other time it would just be an excuse. So again, relationship auditing video. I'm gonna try and focus on myself and all that other crap that you tell people who have dealt with a breakup. And maybe hindsight is 2020 with California Boy. It wasn't meant to be right now. Maybe it will be meant to be in the future. Oh my god, I can't wait until I move back up to Boston. One thing I would like to do, I'm gonna also do a video on this as well, probably. I wanna start, like, I wanna somehow get into fencing, you know, like the sport with the swords. So when I was at the ACB convention in Dallas, this is such a long video right now at this point. I need to recap Dallas. I did a room tour. I don't even know if I'm gonna, I'll do a video where I recap Dallas. But when I was there, and I'll talk about it more in that video, there were people from blind hockey and blind tennis, which I didn't even know existed. And at the time, I had also learned about an international blind fencing competition that happened at the Carroll Center. Well, not at the Carroll Center, through the Carroll Center, co-sponsored with the International Fencing Club of Boston, in Boston. Because I guess if you go to the Carroll Center, which like they are a rehabilitation place for people who have lost their vision, but like also they do summer programs for kids and teens. And I went to one year. When you're there for like the rehab stuff, and when you're there doing the fun program that I didn't do, they have fencing as like a thing. It's required for the rehab people because like I guess it teaches you spatial awareness. It's like regular fencing, like the exact same thing, except you wear a sleep shade. So the guy who's the fencing coach at the Carroll Center owns his own fencing club in one of the neighborhoods of Boston, and he teaches blind fencing like to people who are blind and visually impaired in the community, I guess. They had this competition back in August where people literally from like other countries like came to Massachusetts and did this. Like they competed, and someone who lives in Massachusetts Massachusetts, who's one of his students, won. Like, she was like the first place winner out of this whole competition. I don't know how many people competed, but like she won. And I saw her, she was competing against this man who maybe he was like about, I think that the person who won, she's probably in like her 20s or 30s. Maybe the guy she was competing against, I think, was maybe also in his 30s or maybe younger. I think he was younger. He was tall. Fencing has been something that has interested me for a long time, and I never knew that blind fencing, well, I knew about it like from people at the Carroll Center and whatever, but like I never did it. I was never invited, and so I never knew like how to go about learning it, like trying it out, getting resources. And so I emailed them and they were like, oh, the guy who's our fencing instructor, that's his fencing club in Boston, like you can just reach out to him, and he does teach, he does take people on from the community, like specifically, like he does regular fencing, like, but also he does blind fencing. And it's like, I don't live there. I don't live there right now. And I would look into somewhere around here where I live currently, but I also don't know any other blind people. And I think I could just learn regular fencing anyway. Doesn't specifically have to be blind fencing. But how cool is that? God, I miss Boston. I've talked for so long. I don't even know at this point what I'm talking about. I guess like to wrap it up here, Fawn's doing fine. She's still here. She's doing well. She's 12 and a half. She has an upset tummy and I think it's pancreatitis. We're taking her to the vet tomorrow. She had this once before and that's what it was. So they'll just give her food and it'll be fine. She had her spleen out back at the end of October because the vet found a giant mass, but there were no masses anywhere else and all of her blood work was fine. Like everything is fine. Everything is normal with her except for this liver enzyme that's high, but there's copper in her liver, so we got to try and like get rid of it. But also the spleen thing, like that was a bad thing, like that mass could have ruptured and it didn't, and she's fine. She just has an upset tummy. I'm gonna go. I'm hungry. I'll try to be back next week. I would like to try and post videos once a week here, or like once every 2 weeks. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my gaming channel. I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Bye.